Hello, my dear friends. My name is Harold, and welcome to the Sanctum, your gateway into learning and experiencing the ancient wisdom of the East and the West. Now, in this particular video, we're going to dive very deep into all about the Naga. So, this is going to be a very comprehensive and detailed analysis of what the Naga are. So for that reason, it's going to be a longer video than normal. However, we're going to be talking about what the Naga actually are, the various Naga kings and their behaviors, as well as have the Naga been influencing the evolution of human consciousness since the dawn of time, and how we as human beings living in modern society can gain the blessing of the Naga, thereby improving our lives tremendously, whether that's our material lives or spiritual lives, whether that's gaining good health, wealth, happiness, and propelling us forward towards spiritual enlightenment. So for that reason, please pause the video and make yourself a cup of tea or coffee. Get a snack if you wish, because we're now going to be swan diving in to the world of the Naga. So let's get right to it. The Naga. The word Naga in Sanskrit can be translated to the ones who slither, or the ones with no legs. It can also simply mean a snake. But when I am mentioning the word Naga, I'm specifically talking about specific beings that they talk about in Hindu and yogic mythology and lore, which are known to be half human, half snake hybrids, a specific kind of spirit or being that some say used to live on Earth millennia before humans did. And they were very powerful semi-divine beings that had a very powerful part to play in the evolution of human consciousness. Some say these particular beings could be in the form of serpents. Sometimes they're half human, half serpent. Sometimes they can shift into even the forms of humans. Sometimes they're depicted as having 1 head, 3 heads, 5 heads, 7 heads, 9 heads, and even sometimes 1,000 heads. And there are many depictions of Nagas, especially in India and Southeast Asia, Cambodia, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Vietnam, China. They are represented as dragons. So all over the world, even in the Western world, Egypt, there were also the importance of snake and serpent beings played a very important role in the unfoldment of that culture as well as in Greece. So all over the world, this idea of serpent beings, serpent spirits, Nagas, have played a very important role in shaping that society. They are often known to be water spirits, meaning connected to the element of water, and also have an association with the element of earth. And they were often worshipped and venerated for their immense knowledge, wealth, and supernatural and spiritual power. They were known to gravitate naturally towards those who were more powerful than them, or who they saw as more powerful than themselves. And in every tradition there is mention of these specific snake-like beings that have influenced the individuals who were following that particular tradition. For example, in Buddhism, Lord Buddha was known to be protected by his Naga guardian Muchilinda, who used to coil around him and shield him from the elements as Buddha meditated under the Bodhi tree. Lord Shiva had the great Naga Vasuki wrapped around his neck. Lord Vishnu used to sleep on the great 1,000-headed Naga Shesha, who was responsible for the creation and destruction of the world. When Sheshanaga coils forward, time moves forward. When Shesha uncoils, the whole universe is destroyed. And whatever is left is the Naga once the entire world is destroyed. And of course, the preserver, Vishnu, who is known to preserve existence, can now sleep because there is nothing in existence anymore. And then there's Moses on the other side of the world with his snake-empowered wand, parting the waters. And even in Egyptian lore, if you go and see Egyptian statues of pharaohs, you would notice that they've got snakes wrapped around them. Sometimes the snake is around their belly, sometimes it's there by their throat, sometimes it's up here wrapped around their head, sometimes it's above their head. These particular Nagas were also prevalent in the ancient Egyptian culture, to the point in which even there were Egyptian deities like Wajet, which were serpent-like in nature. And even in India, the goddess aspects of the Devi were also seen to have snakes around her. And the list just goes on. Wherever you look in the world, you will find evidence of these particular beings. And some say even the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali were given to humanity by the Nagas. After all, Patanjali was known to be half Naga. Because after all, the Nagas could mate with humans. This was there in the Indian mythology and sacred texts, that these Nagas could mate with humans, and that even certain kings and queens and royal lineages of Asia and even pharaohs were half human, half Naga. And it's venerated in Myanmar that there were royal lineages that were half Naga. So these great beings had immense spiritual knowledge. So where are the Naga now? Some say that the Naga are still here, but have disappeared down into the earth where they're living. While some say that they're all gone, they've left this realm back to their world known as Nagaloka or Bhogavati, where they're known to store large treasures and precious gems and sacred texts and great knowledge and arcane wisdom, leaving only in physical form their hooded counterparts, the cobras, here on earth. And some say that they're still there astrally and energetically, guiding humanity and helping certain beings and humans reach spiritual liberation, and that these beings can be communicated and worked with using specific mantras, specific sadhana or spiritual practices and meditations that are guarded in specific communities in India. Even to this day, offerings can be given to the Naga in Naga temples in India. For example, in Manasala temple and Bhujang Nagaraja temple. These are still active Naga temples in India where people go to venerate the Naga and receive blessings and help in their lives and spiritual development. There's a strong association between Naga and springs, lakes and rivers. So oftentimes people go to springs, lakes and rivers and build shrines there. And this is a particular gateway to communicate with the Naga because they have a strong association with water. This is why in places like Sri Lanka and India, you can even find little shrines to the Naga nearby little rivers and springs. It's important to know that Nagas are neutral beings. That's why I say they're semi-divine. They can be like human beings. You may find a human being who is very spiritually evolved, very compassionate, very enlightened. But at the same time, you can find a human being who is absolutely sinister and diabolic. All of this is possible. They're just like human beings. They have different personalities, different morals, and some of them are very, very nice. But the Nagas are known to have short fuses, which is why oftentimes if you anger a Naga by killing a snake or polluting rivers, individuals can develop something called Naga dosha. This is not something that's particularly studied in the Western medicine. However, in Indian medicine and Ayurveda, it's very, very known that there's something called Naga dosha, and it's often seen in Indian horoscopes when you're born, whether you have or are susceptible to Naga dosha. And this is often due to angering the Nagas in some way by killing serpents or polluting rivers. And this can lead to financial problems, relationship problems, and even various physical skin type diseases similar to acne, and sometimes even as bad as leprosy, that Western medicine has no idea how to heal. But in Indian medicine, there are ways where you can go to temples associated with the Naga and give them offerings to say sorry, or even work with specific other semi-divine beings that are known to oppose the lower aspects of the Nagas, such as Garuda, which is another divine being associated with being a half human, half eagle or hawk or a predatorial bird of some kind. And maybe I'll make a video on this subject later, depending on the response of people to this particular video. And of course, if you like this video, please give it a like and a thumbs up, and comment down below if you do want to see a video on Garuda and some of the practices associated with Garuda. Of course, the Nagas are associated with the moon, and Garuda is associated with the sun. The Naga is of the earth and water, and Garuda is associated with fire and air. So let me know in the comment section below if you want to learn about Garuda as well. So moving back onto the Naga, these were ancient guardians of human resources, gems and minerals. And they've lived in Bhogavati, their world, where they have these precious gems, stones, treasures, scriptures, texts, with the most arcane knowledge in existence. So why would you as a human being want to befriend one of the Naga? Well, like most of the greats in humanity, like Buddha and Shiva and Vishnu and all of these incredible human beings that changed the course of humanity and brought forth liberation and freedom to society. The Naga can bless you with great knowledge, wisdom, wealth, impeccably good health, and most importantly, significantly accelerate your spiritual development, regardless of what path you're on. You don't have to be on a yogic path to work with the Naga. You can be on any other path, and the Naga can guide you. After all, every tradition had some connection with the Naga. The Naga can also become like a guardian spirit that protects you from any form of negativity, whether that's disease, whether that's psychic attack, whether that's attack from negative forces or entities. The Naga can guard you while you sleep. They're extremely potent and powerful beings when you make friends with them. So please stay tuned, because for those of you who want to connect with the Naga, I will be showing you how to do so. But first, let us talk a little bit more about the 12 Naga lords. So in the yogic lore, there are 12 dimensions of Naga. Of course, these 12 are associated with the 12 zodiac signs, and these are Ananta, Vasuki, Shesha, Padma, Takshaka, Dhritarashtra, Kalya or Kulika, Sankapala, Kambala, Ashvatara, Pingala, and Karkotaka. Then of course there's another potent energy which we call Mahanaga, associated with Kundalini, the great red goddess, which is our primal potential that lies at the base of our spine, seen as a serpent, coiled 3.5 turns at the base of our spine, that can be awakened and brought to union at the top of our crown, leading to immense spiritual unfoldment. This too is Naga type energy. After all, we have a reptilian brain as well. Think about that. The Naga are known to be beings that are associated with going beyond the senses. So wherever there was Naga activity is strongest where there were beings or people who are able to go beyond their senses. So for that reason, working with Kundalini, working with Naga, can help you too go beyond your senses, transcend them completely. So although I mentioned 12 dimensions of Naga, only some of them can be discussed here because a lot of it was either lost in time or is still hidden in secret lineages in India. And it's kept very, very hidden and secret and guarded. So I can only share with you the aspects of the Naga that I'm familiar with or I've worked with. For that reason, I will only share with you the details of some of the powers of the Naga Lords. So first of all, Ananta, or another word for Ananta is Shesha, is known to be a 1,000-headed Naga who Vishnu rests upon. And working with Shesha can bring about the experience of an acceleration of the experience of shunya, or emptiness, which is the primordial state. And it is where everything emerged from. All of creation emerged from this emptiness. This is there in Buddhism, this is there in Hinduism, this is there in the yogic culture, in the yogic sciences. Everything that we're experiencing right now is actually empty. But this energy that has given form to everything came from this emptiness. That dimension is Ananta. Hence why Ananta is seen as the Naga that creates all of existence. And when it uncoils, it destroys everything. And everything that's left of creation is Ananta. When Vishnu, the preserver, is sleeping, because he has nothing to preserve, he's resting on Ananta. So working with Ananta can bring you immense spiritual unfoldment and the experience of deeper states of meditativeness, which we call shunya and emptiness. Then there's, of course, Vasuki, the great Naga Lord, who's coiled around Lord Shiva's neck. Working with Vasuki can bring about immense wealth, improvement in financial situations. And those of you who are interested in learning Indian alchemy or Rasa Shastra, Vasuki is known to be a master of alchemy and is known to disclose the secrets of alchemy, which is a very secret and sacred science which very few people understand and practice in the world. So working with Vasuki and receiving guardianship from Vasuki can bring about wealth and this sacred knowledge. Then there's Padma, which is a Naga associated with fertility as well as protection. So if you're a mother or a father or trying to be a mother or father, Padma is a great Naga to work with, as it can provide protection for your family. It can bring forth and increase fertility. If you're trying to have kids and that's a problem, it can heal problems with fertility. Then there's Kulika or Kalya, which is the great Naga associated with wisdom and intelligence. So if you're somebody who's taking that path of self-knowledge and who wants to gain knowledge, who wants to understand everything about reality, all the secrets, and who wants to improve their intelligence and their memory and that faculty, Kulika or Kalya is the Naga for you. Then there's Takshaka, which is a Naga Lord associated with miraculous healing. Those who work with Takshaka can live very, very, very healthy life. Even if somebody's health is very, very bad and poor, Takshaka can turn their health around like this, allowing them to live a long, healthy, and great life, a happy life. Sankapala is the Naga. It's a very friendly Naga. It's known to be one of the friendliest of all the Nagas and can bless you with various things. It can bless you with a happy life in terms of an abundant life with an appropriate amount of money, with good health, with a family. It's known to be the Naga for people who want to live a balanced spiritual life. And then there's Karkotaka, which is the great Naga Lord associated with healing and granting you the abilities to heal. So great yogic healers all over the world who worked with Karkotaka have learned the secrets of plant medicine, the secrets of energetic healing, and the secrets of being able to cure any and all diseases. Note that one doesn't have to work with simply one of them. You can work with any and all of these Naga if you wish. And note that I've only mentioned some of them that I know of, well as know that there are other aspects that I haven't mentioned here. And the only way that you can find out is for you to work with either find a teacher in India that knows this knowledge, which is very hard to do, or find out through yourself, through your own meditative practices with the Naga. Now, before I start to talk about how you can start to work with the Naga, I'd like to talk about one last thing. In addition to the Naga lords, there are also the 4 guardians of the cosmos associated with the Naga. We call these the 4 Naga Dikpalas. Dikpala means guardians of the cosmos. And these 4 Nagas are known to be gargantuan sized Nagas as big as the cosmos that are associated with the 4 cardinal directions: north, east, south, and west. The northernmost Naga is known as Uttarmansa Naga and is associated with the element of earth. Then in the east there is Bindusara Naga associated with the element of air. In the south there is Madaka Naga associated with the element of fire. And finally in the west there is Elapatra Naga associated with the element of water. So these are 4 great Naga guardians that can be invoked usually when you do Naga sadhana or spiritual practices associated with the Naga. These are the 4 guardians that are first invoked to bless and protect you while you do your meditative practices. Now finally, for those of you who are still here and still watching, I'm assuming that if you come this far in the video, that you are serious and likely you want to know how you can begin to connect with the Naga, commune with the Naga, gain a Naga guardian and accelerate your spiritual development. Or perhaps maybe you want to improve your material life in some way. That's okay too. In order to do so, there are a few things that you can do. I'm going to mention three ways that you can begin to connect with the Naga. So one thing you can do, these are some of the basic things that you can do, is to start setting an intention every day that you wish to connect with the Naga and find your Naga guardian. And you can sit every day meditating and imagining a Naga stele and setting the intention that you want to receive guidance from a Naga. The second thing you can do is offerings, right? You can get an image of a Naga and place it on an altar. And every day you could offer these particular things. Nagas like fresh water. So if you're able to find a lake, a river, or a spring, you want to avoid an ocean because they don't like salt water, and use a copper vessel, collect some water and offer to the picture of the Naga or the statue of the Naga that you may have on your altar, setting the intention, meditating for a while, asking that you want to receive a connection. You can also offer cream or milk. Even you can offer eggs if you want. I mean, they are snakes and snakes like eggs. But also in the Hindu mythology and yogic lore, there are many stories of Naga who like eggs. There are statues of Naga consuming eggs. So eggs are something you can offer. If you're a vegan or a strict vegetarian, you don't have to offer that. You can just offer spring water. That is really, really valuable to a Naga too. And finally, the most powerful and potent way to connect with the Naga is to create a Naga shrine. So I know this may be difficult for some people because you might not be able to make one in your home because the Naga shrines need to be near a lake or a spring under a tree. But this is by far the fastest and most powerful way to connect to the Naga. But that's okay if you can't make a physical one. You can even make it astrally, meaning in your mind. And you don't have to be proficient with astral projection or meditation in order to do this. There are ways that you can do this. But in order to do this, there are too many specifics and specific details that you need to know. And for that reason, I've created a whole bunch of videos that I'm adding to every week called Naga Sadhana on my Patreon. I don't want to disclose this information to the public on YouTube For that reason, I'm making it more private, because it's not necessarily for everybody. It's for those who really want to accelerate their development and who wish to work with the Naga. So I made a separate series on my Patreon, which you can find in the description box below or on the screen in front of you. And I've called this series Naga Sadhana, because sadhana means spiritual practice. This is all done with a yogic lens. So it's going to have a very yoga type perspective to it. And this course will have all the mantras that you need to connect with the Naga. It will have all the meditations, guided meditations associated with the Naga, visualizations, and various other practices that I've learned through my teachers that can help you connect and bless your life with the immense and tremendous potential that the Naga have to offer, bringing you perhaps wealth, health, psychic abilities, wisdom, and propel you towards your own spiritual unfoldment. So I know this video was long, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this shines more light on the tremendous possibilities that you can awaken within yourself and your life when working with the Naga. So thank you, take care, and I shall see you very soon. Peace.